Hello, ladies. All right, so for today's Tabata workout, what you're gonna need for equipment is a set of mini bands. Ideally, if you have 2 mini bands, that would be great. We're also gonna be needing our dumbbells. So I've got a set of heavy ones, a medium set, and then a set of a little bit lighter. So whatever you've got will be perfectly fine. So we're gonna start with a nice quick warm up. So we're just gonna start with some high knees. Now, if you're not quite warmed up and ready for that, instead just give me some marching in place. Really bringing those knees up, pumping those arms, getting the blood flowing, getting the heart pumping. And now we're gonna switch, we're gonna go to butt kicks. So we're warming up those quads a little bit more, getting the hamstrings nice and loose. Let's keep pumping those arms. Doing a lot of legs today, so let's make sure they're good and warm. So legs out wide, arms out. And we're pushing that bum back. So we're getting a nice stretch through the hamstring. Just a few more here. 3, 2, and 1. I want to make sure the shoulders are ready, so we're going to go in and then up. Boom and up. Really warming up the shoulders and that upper back. And the last thing we're going to do is just really quick kind of pump the arms. So we're going to be doing some bicep curls later. So I want to make sure they're warmed up and ready. So I know this kind of feels a little silly, looks a little silly. This is great for getting those arms nice and loose. Shake it out like a crazy person. Let's shake the whole body out. Okay, so we're doing Tabata today. So typical Tabata is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're gonna be doing 2 moves at a time. So we'll rotate between the 2 moves back and forth, 6 times total for each move. So for circuit 1, we're gonna be doing a double X jump into a squat. So we're creating an X with the feet. So it's 1, 2, squat. We're gonna pair that with a standing side crunch. So that's where I want you to grab your really heavy dumbbells, and we're just gonna do one side, back up. One side, back up. Now, if you don't have heavy dumbbells, instead, you can always give me a standing side crunch like this. Okay, so that's your other option. So let's get started. Double X jump into a squat, round 1 of 6. Here we go. So it's X, X, squat. So we're landing soft on the feet. We're still driving our weight into the heels. Now, if this isn't working for you, you can just give me squats instead. Oh yeah, I did. I thought I didn't hit the timer for a second. So what you could do instead as well is just do a step, squat, step, squat. So now we're grabbing those heavy dumbbells and we're just doing one side. So we're gonna tilt and come up, tilt. So I'm holding on to a set of 20s here. So I want you to go nice and heavy with this one. Or like I said, you can do that standing side crunch where you lift the leg instead. All right. So you'll notice it doesn't burn too bad doing this move. That's more, you're gonna feel it more tomorrow morning. X, X, jump. Make sure that squat form is still good. So you're bringing that bum back, the knees aren't going over top of the toes. All right, so this time we're gonna go to the other side. Shoulders back, weight is in the heels, belly button in, and up. You might notice too that you have more range of motion on one side than the other. That's super normal. All right, top of the third. love that move. Gets the heart rate up. You can feel those quads burning. So we're back to the first side. Again, roll those shoulders back, tilt. Why am I singing I'm a little teacup in my head? Like, I'm a little teacup. Oh, bless. Woo! Okay, halfway done this circuit. So coming up in our next circuit, we're going to be doing some lunging and then working the shoulders. All right. In 3, 2, here we go. Uh-oh. What side am I on? Back to the first side, okay. Whew. I'm definitely warmed up. It was cold when I started this. Not anymore. Whew. Last time with that move. And we tilt. So those shoulders are back, that belly button's in. All right, we are done with set number 1. Whew. So grab a sip of water. Set 2, we're doing alternating reverse lunge. Oh, come on. Into a high knee. So you'll come down, and then, now if you need to, you can stop here. Level 2 would be here, and if you're crazy and you want that extra, you can add the hop at the top. And then from there, we're going into shoulder raises. Boom, and back down. So nice and simple movement, targeting the front of the shoulder. Okay, let's start so we don't get confused with the right leg coming back for the lunge. You can also grab a set of weights too if you want to make this heavier. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hop for now. We'll see how many rounds I get through with the hop. But again, if you're struggling, just come here, okay? Even don't come down as deep, just coming here, getting used to those movements. So now we're gonna go with our shoulder front raise. So if you have a heavier set, you could always go alternating arms, or you can come up both arms at the same time. All right, so now we're gonna bring the left leg back. So we're driving through that front heel on the right foot. Down and up. My balance on this side, I am struggling. Holy. You know what? I'm gonna grab a heavier set and do alternating arms. Sometimes, I don't know what it is, I find doing both arms at the same time can actually be a little hard on my back. Where if I do one arm at a time, it doesn't seem to bother me. Okay, so we're back to the right leg coming back behind us. That means the weight is in our left heel. Back. Whew. This move gets the heart rate up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I keep going to be square on my mat, but that doesn't make me square with the camera. Whew. I'm winded. Keep that belly button in nice and tight. We want to make sure we're doing those shoulder raises that we're not kind of like using the momentum of our body. Everything's stable, and we just lift. Left leg back. And drive. Oh, my balance. It is not a good day for balance for me. Oh. Ah. We're already getting close to being done this circuit though. Can you guys hear me gasping for air? I wanted to get that last one in. Okay, back to the right leg. Last time with this leg. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Sometimes when my balance is off, I find I'm holding my breath, and that's not good either. Driving through that heel. Whew. Okay, last round, my friends. So that means our left leg is coming back. Man, those 10 seconds go by very quickly when you're trying to get your breath back. This move is amazing though, where you're working the quads, hamstrings, the glutes. Our core is engaged, especially when we drive that knee up, and to help us balance, we're getting that heart rate up. Last time with the fronts of the shoulders. Our next round, we're really focusing on the inner and outer thighs and the biceps. Gotta make it even. There we go. Okay. Now we rest. Okay, we're going into round 3. I don't think I mentioned there's 4 rounds. So we're going to be doing narrow squats. So all that means we're bringing our feet together and we're sinking down into a squat. So what a lot of people do when they do chair pose is they start to like come forward. And see how those knees are coming forward? We don't want that. We want the legs to be together, but we're still going to sit the bum back. So we're gonna do narrow squats, and then we're gonna do biceps. What I want you to do with the bicep is we're gonna curl halfway, and then 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down, okay? All right, we're gonna start with narrow squats. Again, if you want to grab a heavy dumbbell, go for it, but you don't need to. So feet nice and close together. Really important for this one that our shoulders are back and our belly button's in, because it can be a bit challenging on the low back. So if it's bugging your back at all, really, really focus on pulling that belly button in nice and tight. And it's very important, guys, for this one that our weight is in our heels. Our toes should be able to wiggle the whole time, okay? Here we go. Now, if you want to add extra, you can always get your back, strengthening your back, but my back is feeling a little tight today, and that actually just feels a little bit like it's aggravating it a little bit, so I'm just going to keep my hands here. Okay, biceps. So shoulders are back. We're keeping those elbows locked in. We're here. 1, 2, down. And 1, 2, I think I forgot the third. I'm so bad when it comes to pulses for counting it right. 2, 3, and down. So you're gonna see that that burns a lot faster than just your typical bicep curl. Back to narrow squats, and down, and up. So if you're doing this, you're like, this feels weird. You're right, it does feel weird, especially if you haven't done these very often. I haven't been doing them as much lately. Sometimes I'll just forget about moves that I used to do all the time. And so I was like, did them the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how hard these are. Like, it's crazy. Just working different muscles. Shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, and down. See how my elbows are locked in? 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. Whew! Yikes, that's only round 2 and I'm feeling those biceps. Feet together. And we sink. Now, if you're really struggling, bring your feet a little bit wider, okay? They don't have to be quite touching. So just find that spot that works for you. And really, guys, please be mindful of the weight being in your heels, because I personally find narrow squats to be a little bit more challenging on the fronts of my knees. So that's why I want to make sure that you've got everything protected. Sorry if you guys can hear my stopwatch. I think I talked about this before. I don't know how to make the alarm shut off. So it goes off for 1 minute every morning at this time. I know I should be able to figure it out. Back to narrow squats. We're halfway done this circuit, then we'll only have 1 more after this. And that one we're gonna be focusing on the booty, because we've done everything else with the legs, focusing on the booty, and then we've got the shoulders, we've got the biceps, we've got the sides, so the last one's gonna be triceps. Again, making sure we're not holding our breath while we do any of these movements. One, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. And so it's the last set that you need the mini bands for. All right, you're starting to get the feel of this move. Let's see if we can get a little, even half an inch deeper than what we've been getting with the other rounds. And if you're just like, again, this isn't working for you, if it's hurting your knees, just go into your regular squat if you need to. Down. So be sure that we're not swinging those elbows. They're just locked in, staying in place, and down. 1, 2, 3, down. It's our last time with these. Driving through those heels. We're taking our time, we're not rushing through it. Ooh, my left knee is cracking. Boom, okay, going into our last round with the biceps. Then we're moving on to booty and triceps. That's it. We got one circuit left. So that's where we're gonna grab the mini bands. So we're gonna put the mini bands around our ankles, just, you know, my freaking favorite side to side mini steps. Then we're gonna be doing those tricep kickbacks with the other band. So for me, for the bottom, I'm gonna do heavy. Actually, this one is the heaviest. We'll see if I regret that decision. But I've got girls in my boot camp that do the heaviest all the time. They're champions. And then we're going to alternate, so we'll do 3 sides on each. That's where we're going to put the band over our hand. Why don't I come close so you guys can see? Band over the hand. Bring it across the shoulder. Palm facing down. See how I'm at a 90-degree with my elbow? All I'm doing here is like the opposite of the bicep curl that we just did because the palm is facing down. Straighten and release. Straighten and release, okay? TNA, triceps and ass. I'm so funny. Here we go. Oh, lordy. This heavy band is no joke. It's okay. Back to those inner and outer thighs, working the glutes. Okay. Band in the left hand or whatever hand you decide, over, palm down, elbow at 90 degrees, straighten and release. So see, the only thing, just like the bicep curl, my elbow's staying in place. Only thing happening is I'm bending at the elbow, straightening, bending, straightening. All right, so this time what we're gonna do with the side steps, just to keep things interesting, we're gonna do the length of our mat. So we'll go to one end and then back. Oh, why did my upstairs neighbors just put the heat on? It's literally blasting over my head. Let's actually sink down a little bit deeper. The weight is in our heels, okay? Let's get deep. It's only 20 seconds at a time, so let's really push it. Whew, okay. So I wobble up here. So this time, we're just doing the exact opposite. We're bringing it across. Palm is facing down. Straighten. Straighten. Woo! love this move. You can really feel the tricep like shaking with every rep. Let's do it. If you want to switch things up with me, let's step back. I get bored sometimes, so this time let's just do one leg. Let's do one leg. You can stick with the side steps if you want, but I just want to get all angles of the booty. So now we're getting into that hamstring a little bit. And then the next arm we'll do the other leg. Sorry, my squirrel brain starts tapping and I'm like, ooh, I want to do this instead. Wait, was this the side I just did? Yep, that's okay. I'll do the other one next time. Ooh, okay. So now this time I'm going to step back the opposite leg. And back. You don't have to move your hands like I am. I don't know why I'm doing that. Step it straight back. If you find the bands kind of falling, it means you need to get your legs a little bit wider apart for your step back. Oh, I'm feeling the front of that quad too. Working those triceps. If you're not really feeling it, it means your band's too loose because this one is tough and it should burn. I'm using a heavy band for this, so if you're using something like a light and you're like just not feeling it, it just means you need to go with a heavier band. Let's go back to the OG, side to side. Oh, my band fell. Whew, that booty. So since I did this arm twice in a row, I'm going to do this arm twice in a row to even things out. Last time, let's take the biggest steps we can take and we're going to get nice and low, okay? Sink it down, over, back. Stay nice and low. The weight is in the heels. Take that off. Finish with a little tricep and we're done. Thanks for hanging out with me for 30 minutes today, guys. I know that a lot of you have very busy schedules and finding 30 minutes for yourself can be challenging. So props to you for showing up. Maybe some of you have your kitties doing it along with you. I know some of you've got your hubbies doing it along with you. Boom! Nailed that shit. Okay, let's shut this off. All right, let's stretch out that quad. I like this because we really did get almost the whole body. Lots of different types of squats, lunges, our side steps. We had the shoulders, biceps, triceps. We got to work our core, really focus on that waistline. So you're gonna kind of pop that hip forward a little bit. Nice stretch all through the quad. Let's switch. I've had a lot of you, especially my boot campers, talk about their calves being really tight. So I want to show you guys a great stretch for that as well. So let's come down to the floor. We'll do a little cat-cow before we get into the calves. Give that back some loving. Okay, so we're going to take that right leg, bring it all the way back, put the weight in the toe, and push the heel back behind you. And then you really want to take nice deep inhales and exhales. And let's switch sides. This hurts so good. Drive that heel back. Let's spread the knees. Open up the chest, stretch out the triceps. This is great for the hips. This feels good on my low back, my upper back. Let's stand up, and the last thing we'll do is just get into those hamstrings. So we're just gonna push that bum back and hang. So you can clasp the elbows and just let your arms hang. Slowly roll it up, and you are done. Thank you for joining me today, ladies. As usual, don't forget to make today badass.